This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael, I'm stuck in a movie theater, and I've seen Reminiscence, a new science fiction mystery thriller from director Lisa Joy. Set in a world where a large flood has placed a great portion of the coastal United States underwater, with a system of dams, moats, and gondolas in place for whoever is able to live on dry land, Bannister and Watts, two war veterans and friends, run a sort of nostalgia service, placing clients in a sleep-like state and allowing them to access old memories. One day, a mysterious woman named May comes in, immediately enrapturing Bannister. The two end up falling in love, only for May to disappear completely. As he obsessively searches his own memories for clues, he comes to learn that May was not always the person that he had known and loved, and was, perhaps, involved in something far more sinister. The story takes place in an interesting world, one which is set up and developed a healthy amount in the film's first several scenes. There are clear divisions between social classes of people, a system of stakes that potentially threatens the safety of everybody within that society, and traces of a world that existed before the cataclysmic event. There's enough exposition and history given to justify the technology present within this world as well, specifically the memory access and visualization service. However, once this world building is shared, it doesn't really go anywhere from there. The movie turns more towards the mystery over time, and the world around that plotline seems to be pushed to the background, to the point that it feels as though the story only exists in this world for the sake of the world's existence, and it could be transplanted to any other framing and fit in just as well, give or take a few changed details. The mystery storyline in itself, again, has a rather simple and formulaic structure to it. There are a few narrative twists, but otherwise many of the film's plot points and story beats are easy to predict. Further, the characters themselves more or less fall into the usual holes in a mystery plot formula, such as the investigator with a personal attachment to the case, their long-suffering business partner with issues of their own, the mysterious client with a mysterious past, and what end up being relatively generic bad guys in service to a greater conspiracy. You know the deal. Anyways, the story of Reminiscence is less interesting than its world, mainly due in part to the story not entirely working in service to its universe. The themes of the film do play into the unique elements of this world, specifically when it comes to personal obsessions with one's memories and escaping into the past, but it's not explored in a more universal context or manner, touching upon it but not really diving into it. In the end, Reminiscence is more of a miss than a hit. It has great ideas, but squanders them in favor of something more familiar, and further sticks to that familiarity in spite of the potential for something new to be made from it. It could have played more into its setting and its new technology, but only touched upon those aspects minimally and without a real dive into what it's capable of. Overall, Reminiscence is a film which, while having a complete story in itself, feels more like the first step into a larger world when it ought to have taken a few more strides. Reminiscence. Lisa Joy, 2021. 2.5 stars. I don't know if I'd recommend it because of its faults, but it's not necessarily something you'd need to outright avoid seeing. I'll say yes, but only casually. Anyways, that's it for me. If you liked this review, please leave it a like. If you didn't, leave a comment. As always, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more reviews. One thing I do appreciate about this movie is that they give the technology rules to follow, and don't just seem to be making it up as they go along. It's just an example of how they build up the world just enough to make it interesting, but not enough that it actually matters.